My name is Sekai Fuji. In my workplace, I had a brilliant boss that was beautiful and looked up to by a lot of the employees, but...
Mr. Shidayagani, I heard that the contract with Monoha Company is going well. Looks like you're doing a great job.
Yes, recently things have been going well.
But make sure you don't get carried away. Don't forget the last time your major contract was going well, you made a lot of mistakes after, right?
I remember. I will be sure to be extra careful.
Mr. Morita, you have a business trip next week, right? There's a lot of bugs in that area, so be careful. Oh my, I didn't know you also hate bugs, Mr. Morita.
Miss Iguchi.
What do you want?
Just as I thought, the second that I speak to her, her face and her tone of voice changed. Can you please double check this paperwork for the next project?
Sure.
Miss Iguchi, our manager, was cold only to me. Ever since the company party my first year on the job, she suddenly became cold towards me. And ever since then until now, there was a huge difference in the way that she interacts with the other employees and the way she interacts with me. But I don't have any memory of messing up at the party. I didn't even speak to Miss Iguchi. And yet, I have no idea why she seems to hate me.
It doesn't look like there are any problems with the material, but if you don't think about the way that you write the plan itself, it's hard to read and hard to understand how good of a plan it is. Also, for a simple project plan like this, you need to be able to finish them more quickly, otherwise it's going to be a problem in the future. I'll give you 1 hour to revise it.
Yes, ma'am. My stomach hurts. I've secured a bigger contract than Mr. Shita Yanagi before. I don't make many mistakes at work, and I also go on more business trips than Mr. Morita. But I've never had a conversation with Miss Iguchi in that way before. There is a lot more expected of me than everybody else, but she always comes after me for the things I couldn't accomplish, and she's never once complimented me. It would be one thing if that was just the type of person that she was, but she compliments other people a lot, and the fact that I'm the only one she doesn't compliment makes me feel confused. Miss Iguchi must really not like me, but I also don't like her and how she's only cold to me. The fact that my boss was so cold to me was actually a really big stress inside of me. Oh, and there's a cell phone on the ground. And not only that, but that cell phone case is the same as Miss Iguchi's?
Don't touch that!
What? What? What the hell? I was just trying to be nice and pick it up for her. Does she hate me that much she doesn't even want me to touch her belongings? When I was a student or when I was working part-time, I never had any issues with my relationship with people. Anywhere I went, people complimented me for getting along with everybody. And until now, I never had any experience of being blatantly disliked by somebody. That night, I went to a pub and sank myself in alcohol before getting on the last train to head home. Once I got to the nearest train station, I could get home within a 10-minute walk. And that's why, once I was on the train, I was basically home already. That's what I thought, and I was relieved. But then...
Sir? Sir, this is the last stop.
What?
It's the last stop. The train is going now, so please, you also need to go home.
I'm sorry. I'll get up immediately. Oh no. I drank too much and I got too sleepy. I must have fallen asleep on the train and came all the way to the last stop. This is my first time coming to a place like this. What? Where am I? Shiranai Station? What do I do?
Are you okay?
What?
I was actually on the same train as you. But you seemed to be in quite the deep sleep, so I was a bit worried about you when I saw you.
That's embarrassing. I had a few drinks and then I overslept. I was hoping that maybe a taxi might come by the station.
At this hour, there aren't any taxis around this area.
What? Really?
Not only that, but even on the taxi, it's an area where it's almost impossible to get a taxi.
Is that so? It's over.
Whereabouts do you live?
It's actually all the way in Shitaru City.
Wow, you overslept by quite a lot.
Yes, I've completely messed up.
If you'd like, I could take you in my car.
But it's already this late at night and you're on your way home, aren't you?
I have the day off tomorrow, so it's fine.
He seems like a really good person. Maybe I will accept. Well then, would you mind if I take you up on that?
Sure, my car is in the train station parking lot, so why don't we head there together?
I'm sorry. Thank you very much. And so, this man who kindly spoke to me at the train station was going to drive me closer to my house.
You said that you were drinking before, but are you feeling okay?
Thank you for being so thoughtful. I'm fine. And I'm sorry, I must reek of alcohol.
No, please don't worry about that.
I don't normally drink this much, but I messed up.
Did something happen that made you want to drink that much? If you'd like, I'd be happy to listen.
This guy, he's such a good person. Thank you very much. Actually, my boss at work really hates me, and that's taken a toll on me.
I see.
And that person is kind of the majority of the employees, but for some reason she's cold and strict only to me. Even though she's always complimenting other people for the same things, she never compliments me. And she yells at me a lot more than other employees. How do I say this? It makes me feel like I'm a failure and I'm losing my confidence.
I see. I understand. It's tough when there's such a difference in how you're viewed and rewarded.
But in the beginning, it wasn't like that.
Oh, really?
Yes. When I first entered the company, this person, she was also kind to me. And she's someone that's really good at her job and good at compliments, and I really respected her.
I see. That is quite sad.
But then out of nowhere, she suddenly became cold to me. And she became strict only towards me. And I can only think that means that she started to hate me. I used to think she was a wonderful person, so the devastation was big.
But perhaps that boss actually has some high expectations for you, and that's why she's like that.
Expectations?
When I was a kid, my parents used to say it a lot. We know you can do it. That's why we're being strict. If we didn't think you could meet these expectations, we would get mad at you. I remember them saying that too.
I'm the type to be strict on myself, so I do wish that my boss would compliment me. Maybe that's a childish way of thinking, and I can't be so spoiled.
No, they do say that the best bosses will look at the type of person that their staff is and change the way that they scold them. So in reality, she should be following up more properly so that somebody like you doesn't crumble.
My old boss used to be really kind like you. When I'm speaking to you, it makes me think of the way that she used to be.
Seems like you really looked up to that boss of yours.
Yes. And that's why I didn't want her to dislike me. I also didn't want to end up disliking her. While he was driving me back to my place, this kind person even listened to my complaints. Perhaps because there was still alcohol in me, I said a lot of pathetic things. But that person didn't laugh at me once, and he kindly listened. And then, when we got close to my house, I thanked him for driving me all the way back. Truly, thank you very much. Here, this is some gas money. Would this be enough?
Please, you don't need to worry about that.
And also this. I wrote down my name and my phone number here. If I dirtied your car or anything like that, please contact me. And also, if it's okay with you, I'd like to thank you properly again. Would it be possible for me to ask for your contact information?
You seem like you're a very put-together person. I can't see you as somebody that would be disliked by their boss. You thank me more than enough. But I would like to ask how things are going with your boss after, so shall we speak again sometime?
Yes! His name was Yuji Tamori. I exchanged contact information with Mr. Tamori, and we parted ways that day. And then, a couple days later, I received a phone call from Mr. Tamori after work, and he invited me out to a meal. Of course, I said yes, and I headed towards the restaurant to meet him.
Good evening, Mr. Aofuji.
Good evening. Thank you very much for the other day. I was really happy to receive a phone call from you.
Me as well. I'm happy to be able to talk to you again. There's one more person coming, so do you mind waiting a little bit?
Oh, of course not.
I'm sure they'll be here soon. Oh, there she is, my sister. Over here.
Sister?
Hello.
What? Miss Iguchi is your older sister, Mr. Tamori?
I'm already married, and I married into my wife's family. That's why I took her last name.
Oh, so that's why you have different last names. But how were you able to realize that your sister was my boss?
When you were on the train, you must have been sleep-talking. And you were saying, yes, this is Aofuji from Yotsuba Company. And that's when I thought maybe you worked at my sister's company and you caught my attention.
Oh, that's embarrassing. But then, if you knew that, is that why you drove me back to my house?
I suppose so. And after that, I spoke to my sister about the person that overslept on the train to the last stop. I told her it was somebody from the same company. But then my sister said that she wanted to apologize, and that's why I set up this dinner.
Apologize?
You were so stressed out that you drowned yourself in alcohol, right? Because of me.
That's right! Because I spoke to Mr. Tamori, he knows that everything I was complaining about was Miss Iguchi. And now she knows!
I didn't come here to yell at you. I came here to apologize. I have high expectations of you, Mr. Aofuji. That's why I was so strict. But that was causing you stress, wasn't it? I'm sorry. If anything, I felt like I was going to spoil you too much, and that's why I was trying to be more reserved. But it seems like that turned into me behaving really coldly. I'm truly sorry.
Miss Iguchi.
Also, it wasn't my intentions to be cold towards you.
What? What do you mean?
Sis, if you feel bad about it, then why don't you just say that?
Well, what I mean is, it's not that I feel bad about it. It's the opposite.
The opposite of bad?
When I started paying attention to you, Mr. Aofuji, was at the company party that year. On that day, there was a group of male employees that were speaking poorly of me. Apparently, they didn't like the fact that I was a woman and I was on track to be promoted before them. But because I was used to it, I was just trying to ignore them during the party. But at that moment, you scolded them for me and said, I don't think it's good to be gossiping in the shadows like that. Even if it meant that those employees might get their eye on you, you still spoke up for me, and I felt for you. Ever since that day, whenever I would see you, my heart would start racing, and I couldn't handle it. I would start to forget that I was your boss and get too excited, and I was desperately holding in it. I'm sorry. Because I don't know how to control my emotions, I acted weirdly and made you misunderstand. Mr. Aofuji, are you okay?
Sis, you got way too excited and you were dumping your feelings onto him.
I'm sorry. I'm sure it's only going to trouble you even more if I'm just throwing my feelings at you one-sidedly. I'll hold it in.
No. You don't need to hold it back.
What?
I'm really relieved that it's not that you hate me, and I'm happy to hear that you actually like me. Ever since I first entered the company, I thought that you were such a kind and amazing person. And yet you suddenly started becoming cold towards me, and that was really hard.
Cookie?
Thank goodness! When I was listening to Mr. Alfuji talk, I felt like he was really struggling because the person that he likes didn't like him. And so I thought that if you spoke to each other, you'd be able to work it out. Looks like the both of you like each other.
Like each other? I suppose that's what this means.
So, aren't you gonna go out?
What?
If I asked you to date me, Mr. Alfuji, would you date me?
Yes.
Yeah, that's good, that's good!
I never could have imagined that the boss that I thought hated me, in fact, actually liked me. Now that the misunderstanding was gone, the distance between us instantly became closer, and I couldn't believe that we were dating. But when Miss Iguchi confessed her feelings to me, I knew that I had always liked this person. Because I thought that she disliked me in order to run away from the pain in my heart, I was just trying to convince myself that I also didn't like her.
Oh, by the way, the lock screen from my sister's cell phone. You're actually in it, Mr. Alfuji.
Huh?
No. It's not what you think it is. When we went on the employee vacation, when I took a photo of the beautiful view, you just happened to be in the photo. You're really, really small in it, and I didn't realize until after I took the photo, but it's a photo that I like, including the fact that you're in it, so I couldn't delete it.
Wait a minute. The reason why you panicked when I was about to pick up your cell phone, is it because you were embarrassed for me to find out about the photo?
Yeah, I didn't know what I would do if you were grossed out if you saw that.
The reason why she was being so strict, the reason why she was being so cold to me, and the reason why she didn't want me to touch her phone were all because she actually liked me. Miss Iguchi, you're way too cute.
What?
Oh, wait, that's not right. When we're not at work, I'm going to call you Miyu from now on.
I might die of happiness now.
What? Hey, don't say that! Even though I struggled with Miss Iguchi being so strict to me until now, thanks to that, I had developed a lot more skills more quickly than those around me. When I think about it like that, I don't think it was so bad that she was being so strict to me. The people in our company still don't know that she and I are dating. And the reason why I'm only getting better and better at work is because the harder I work, she sweetly compliments me now. And I'm only working harder because of that. But that's still our little secret.
We all want to be complimented by the person that we like, and also get closer to them. We can all understand. Thank goodness that the Cupid of the story, the little brother, appeared. Well then, see you soon. Bye-bye.
Thank you for watching all the way to the end. Make sure to subscribe and click the bell for notifications.